Well, I'm trying to make sure it doesn't. Yeah. Might hear some noise in the background. That's just Ruby eating. All right, where to start? Well, I'm a bit bored and a little hungry, but I'm just waiting for everybody to go to sleep so that I can, do some like late night cooking or whatever. Um, Thinking about making eggs. In what way though? Recently, I've been like rambling to myself about egg salad and egg sandwiches and shit. I'm not gonna make egg salad though. I'll tell you why. Um, don't get me wrong. I love egg salad. I like egg salad. There's just one problem. It's pretty hard to make. Well, I mean, okay, let me rephrase. I can make it like no problem, but except it does come with problems. God, I am contradicting myself a lot here. Point is, making egg salad. There's a couple turvies here and there. I wish I had a fucking script. Because you have to wait a long time to boil the eggs, and then when they're done boiling, you put them in a, I think this is a tip that my dad gave me. Basically, you put them in a. After that, I guess you dump it out and fill it with cold water so that the eggs cool off a little faster. But then you have to keep filling it with cold water because the eggs are still scalding. They're gonna heat up the water a little bit, so gotta counteract the heat, I guess. So yeah, there's just a lot of tedium to it. Especially even when the eggs are done cooling off, then you have to peel the eggs, and sometimes it's a little hard. But I mean, on the plus side, after they're done cooling after they're done soaking in the cold water, sometimes the shells come off a little easier, but well, still, it's a bit of a pain. Plus, sometimes the tiny bits of the shells get stuck under your nails. I mean, I guess it's only the case if you just if you don't clip your nails often enough, but you get the point. Then you have to clean up all the shells, and then there's the mashing process. Because um, for me personally, there's not that many nifty tools around or things or whatever to help mash up the eggs properly. And after that, if it's one of those things where you have to, if it's one of those things where you have to try and clean all the excess egg mashings off, because get stuck in some of the cracks, and you don't want to let the egg stuff go to waste. So see, there's Ruby. Um, so mom got her some, I think it's meal mix, and yeah, she's really liking the stuff. I think some of the cats are jealous of it too. Anyways, this is a porn shot. That's fucking whatever. Oh, what's that? Well, as long as it's not Ruby getting into a fight, I don't mind. Hold on a second. Fucking. Sorry about that. Anyways, let's talk about regular eggs or egg sandwiches. Now, as much as I love egg salad, I just don't enjoy making it as much. Regular eggs, though, well, I like them scrambled for the most part because, well, I can't really remember how you do them unscrambled. I guess you just sort of flip them, but I don't know. Anyways, I like making the little scrambled egg sandwiches because I like to do it like this. Um, I get out some shredded cheese, some Old Bay, some paprika, and some salt and some pepper. Then I get a bowl and I crack open like 3 or 4 eggs, and then I whisk them up, and I put all the different spices and stuff in there or whatever. The paprika, the Old Bay, the salt, pepper, all that stuff. And, then I whisk all that. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about the cheese. I also sprinkle a little bit of cheese in there too. Anyways, and after I whisk that up, I butter up the pan, pour the stuff in there. I put it on 5 or 6, and then I just let it simmer there for a minute. In the meantime, I get some bread, usually like 4 slices, for 2 sandwiches. Um, I toast those up, and then while the eggs are still simmering, I'll you know, I'll smear some mayonnaise onto the toast, and then I'll get some French dressing and some ketchup, and that's about it. Um, and then once the eggs are done simmering on one side, I flip them over. There's a tiny bit of a mess, but it's very easy to clean up. It's very small. Then let that side simmer, and then after a while, I cut it up into four pieces, and then I put two of the egg bits on each sandwich. And then yeah, and that's about it. I used to have a way fancier looking recipe though. I just haven't really been doing it lately because lack of certain ingredients. But let me well actually let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Hold on. All right, found them. All right, let's see here. The scrambled zingwich. Okay, yeah, this is a good one. This is a good one. Hold on. Okay, so let's see. Basically the usual, just whisk some eggs up and get some toast, all that shit. But then after when you actually prepare the sandwiches, you get some taco sauce, some banana peppers, and actually I guess that's about it. Only difference is there's just some like banana peppers and like taco sauce on there. Usually like, the mild stuff, I guess, but I think the way I described this was a little. Oh yeah, there's also the Penelope Benson and Lowry. It's basically just my version of a PBL. Now a PBL is well imagine it's basically a BLT, but if you switched out the tomato for pepperoni, and that's literally it. Yeah, it's just pepperoni, bacon, and lettuce and mayo. Um, but yeah, I thought it'd be cool if I just gave it a classy sandwich name. So I just made it like three random names: Penelope, Benson, and Lowry. Hmm. Okay, let's talk about pizza next. Um, okay, so where the hell do I begin? Okay, little epiphany I've had recently. There's something oddly reassuring about just like having a pizza waiting for you in like the freezer for later, and then just like attaching a little sticky note to it that says, "Hey, don't touch this. This is mine. It's signed yours truly." Yeah, and then nobody actually touches it in the meantime. There's something oddly reassuring about that. It's like I don't know. Oh, someone's coming downstairs. Anyways, I'm thinking about having it maybe this Friday, and in the meantime, just kind of waiting it out. I figured Friday would be good because, actually, that reminds me. When I first got it at Aldi's, it was like there was a thing on it that said sell by June 11th. I'm not sure if that's an expiry date or if they were planning to throw it out by the 11th, but you know, when is the 11th? Oh shit, that's Wednesday. On second thought, I might have it tomorrow instead, just in case. It wasn't moldy or anything when I got it. I mean, it seemed like perfectly good pizza, but I don't know. Honestly, kind of tempted to just have it tonight, but I don't know. Hmm. Okay, I think whoever was down here is I'm assuming it's Nevaeh. She's probably getting ready to use the bathroom again. So here's a fun fact. I think she uses it like I think she said one time that she kind of just uses it for 3 hours a day. I don't understand why you would need to spend that much time in a bathroom, especially in one sitting, but that's she does that apparently. I think at this point I've kind of gotten over the whole music thing. For those who don't know, at one point she was she was just blasting music. She still kind of does, but well, I got earplugs now, so whatever, it's fine. I mean, I can put up with it now. I just don't understand why the hell she has to be in there for 3 hours though. I mean, I guess she just does like regular preppy stuff like makeup or whatever. I mean, because there's no way that she's like using the John for 3 hours straight. There's no way she's in the shower for 3 hours straight. But like, not to mention, oh wait, I think that's Charity. Like, judge by the cough. Anyways, let's talk about something else. You guys know Inside Out 2? Um, Inside Out 2, you know that movie? Because I watched it like last year in like June or something. It's all right. I mean, I don't hate it, but I'm not a huge fan of it. But whatever. Um, I remember at one point there's this one artist I really like called Rory Draws and Writes. Yes, that's their name. Um, okay, well let me see if I can find them. So there's this one OC they made for Inside Out named Malaise. Let me just actually let me show you to her. Ain't they cute? they're they're like this. I don't know what it is about their design I really like. I think it's just how disorganized their clothing looks. You know, with the with the freaking little heart boxers and the messy hair and the and the pitiful face. I don't know. Yeah, the name is Malaise. Yeah, so plus I just think they're really cute. Um, okay, let me see if I can like get like a rundown for this one. Let's see. She's soft-spoken, very polite, but also an incredibly fussy individual. Actually, wait, hold on. Let me just see what the definition of malaise is. Malaise, a general feeling of discomfort, illness, or uneasiness whose exact cause is difficult to identify. Yeah, she definitely looks like that. Let's look at this one. Okay, okay. Oh yeah. Speaking of Rory, you guys ever heard of the Amazing Digital Circus? You probably have. Episode 5 is hopefully coming soon, but so there's this one little. I mean, everybody calls them AUs. AAU. It's an acronym for alternate universe, I guess. Just like I don't know, just a hypothetical arc of some kind or something like that. Anyways, there's this one thing that Rory Draws and Writes came up with for Gangle, and it's actually really interesting. Okay, so for those who don't know who Gangle is, well, again, she's just one of the main characters for the Amazing Digital Circus. But okay, so let me just show you a picture of her. Hold on a second. Mm, there she is. Okay, so she's basically a play on the whole comedy and tragedy mask thing, where you see the broke. Okay, you can obviously you're not blind. Okay, so she carries around this comedy mask to to hide how depressed she is. Pretty sure she's like a metaphor for for how people will like hide their trauma or their depression with humor, or they'll try to cope their depression with humor or something like that. Um, but I don't know. Um, so general things you ought to know about Gangle is she's pretty soft spoken. She's very depressed. She's a she's a little whiny. She's an artist. She loves to draw. She's very sweet. But she's also a massive bummer sometimes. But what are you gonna do? Am I holding the phone upside down? Well, no, it's recording. Like, I really hope it's not upside down or something like that. Like, I really hope it's still recording normally. If it's just been recording upside down all this time, I may or may not be really fucking mad. Anyways, that's Gangle. You might have also noticed the ribbony body and all that. Well, eventually, Rory came up with this. Okay, so you might notice the guy with the rabbit ears. That's Jax. All you really need to know about Jax is that he's a bit of an asshole, and he usually takes advantage of all the other cast members. Whether it's for his own entertainment or just to see how much they can take or something. I don't know. He's a bit of a sadist. But then at one point, Gangle discovers she has this very strange ability where she can actually control people that she wraps her ribbons around people and she can control them. And so, wanting to get revenge on Jax, she decides to test it out on him exclusively. and now he's basically her own little puppet bitch boy. Okay, I know that's really fucked up, but come on, he's had this coming for a while, and there's so much really good art of this. Oh yeah, and I guess I'll just let you read a couple of these. I'll give you a moment to read them. And of course, even though she's gone a little mad with power, she has her moments of feeling a little bad about it. But regardless, Jax isn't having any of it. Well, it's so. Oh yeah, and this is what Kane thinks about all this. Customary bonding, yes. Is she really? Looks like a regular old full body snuggle to me. His eyes are glazed over. Ah, the beauty of friendship. he's just trying to see the positives in it. Ah, yes, she got Ragatha too. She knew too much. Oh yeah, this is how it all started. Oh, you dropped it. Or did he? Oh, she's getting it now. Oh yeah, and how does Kinger feel about all this? If it doesn't know who Kinger is, well, he's well, he's basically a neurotic, chess piece, specifically the king piece, and he is undoubtedly my favorite in the whole cast because, well, I just think he's really fucking funny, and I really love how simple his design is. Plus, I guess I just have a bit of a soft spot for characters who don't have mouths but can still be super like expressive, especially in the eyes. It's all in the eyes. Just look at that face. Look at that. She used one of the little um. You might notice that she's kind of possessing some kind of mannequin that's supposed to be an NPC, or at least an uncustomized NPC. See, in the show, there's these little wooden mannequin guys walking around. I guess they're kind of like template NPCs or something. For Kane to customize and whatnot. So that's pretty cool. And there's loads of them. Some of them, I imagine, kind of just walk around and wander around or whatever. A wet rat covered in glitter. They're evolving. Okay, so that is supposed to be Zooble, or kind of. They kind of went nuts with all the different Zooble parts, and it's also a funny comment. It's evolution stone. It's evolution. Okay, I think that's enough of this shit. That's enough. You've heard enough out of me. That's all. Bye.